team coming up against a DRX that just had a big upset over Liquid in the opening round.
Symmetry,
and choosing to start things off on Haven with a
NRG on defense, DRX on attack.
DRX, and they're looking to attack
Damn, Frenzy. We've each got a Frenzy. And DRX want to go for a straight up fast B hit, and then we have the lock over towards short. Recon just got dodged. Dude, Freeing has really good timing.
Really like this approach from DRX with this flank as well, coming into A. Freeing still
no
on low
way,
HP,
what
and
happened
now that Scuba
there?
has dealt with him, now the post plant might get a little bit more awkward. All of a sudden you have to worry about your flanks if you're DRX, but they've got 3 players stuck on site.
Remember, Scuba was a stud for NRG in their last matchup. But
Oh
this time
my
goodness.
A lot of damage. Yeah, I tell everyone to chill over towards side. They know the Omen's low, they kill the Omen, they can play off the site now.
Just Scuba and Brock left. 2 most recent additions to the roster, forced to try to win this
goes
pistol
out.
For the number 2 seed from Americas. Brock, too many targets to choose from. Scuba will find one left in 1v2. Mako weak. Time falling short. That dart's going to arrive a little bit late. If Scuba can get half, maybe
very
there's
nicely
a
handled
shot,
from
but
DRX on
no.
this one.
DRX will walk away with the pistol.
Bane, a guy who hadn't
Bane
even
did
played
so
with DRX
good.
at all
Like,
in stage
so
2.
good. He did
Comes
so
as
much
a
damage
major
here.
surprise for the
Like, his
roster
actual
for
damage in the
everyone
round must be
watching Pacific.
outrageous. Must be like around
And
400.
yet, DRX win out in that opening series with him in the lineup, and now it's him picking up 3 kills in the pistol here to set his team up for success.
Yeah, Christy, you and I were talking about this prior to the match starting, and it really feels like DRX kind of has to win on Haven to get a shot at this. This is a great start.
3 Guardians.
Corrode and Lotus being 2 of
and they go for a Stinger as well on top.
2 best maps. This is very much a must-win for them. Although now that means converting cleanly on a anti-eco round where there's this really crazy Viper wall that's been thrown down into mid. It can threaten these walkouts of B out of garage, so I think DRX
Yeah,
putting
I mean,
a
they
lot
got
of
a
resources in now.
drone out of the
to
Mali
make
as
sure
well.
No one stepped up behind that. They're also leaving Freeing in that space. Although NRG are stacked pretty heavily towards C, which is where the finish will be for DRX.
All huddling down C now. Again, utility dumped out onto the site.
That's a nice site hit.
DRX in firm control of the space, and the kill feed suggests the same.
Yeah.
It's as simple as body shots.
Purchase for DRX just absolutely torching NRG in this round. And I think now's a good time to talk a little bit about the comp for DRX, because this is unique, you know, the Neon Waylay coming in here on Haven. But I think the Waylay and the Neon give so much creativity for DRX to get into
very
sight.
nice on this one. There is no damage done on this.
Especially the verticality that Hyunmin's going to be able to access with the Waylay. You saw in those B execs, he can jump up on top of sight, while the dive into backside is coming in so quickly with the Neon. And you're going to see the same thing on the C
back to
execs,
8 at the moment.
dashes, double dashes up
Nah.
onto platform.
Killjoy still has maps.
Same thing with the A site. I think it's going to be really difficult for NRG's anchors to survive.
You mean
That's going
back
to be
to
the challenge
7,
for
right?
them
Or
with
did I
the double
just read it
smokes
wrong?
comp. How can they use these smokes to just stay alive for the rotates to come in from their teammates?
Wait, or is it 9 these days?
Got an Odin already online for Brock.
Yeah, it is 9 these days. Honestly, I would be down for an 8. I think 8's actually okay.
Freeing's already
9 does
tagged down
feel
to
like quite
what,
a lot.
17 HP?
There's a funky smoke as well that gives Mata a little bit of a peek, but it's not necessarily ready for Freeing to be up in that smoke.
Yeah, there's danger in that. Tries to spam, doesn't connect, and so he moves on.
The double TP from Mako on this one, and they TP'd at the same time. Gets the gun upgrade. Omen, oh my god. Dude, how is everyone dead? How is everyone dead here?
That was a mental though. The double
They had no
TPs
vision
on
block
site
at the
from
front.
Mako. This guy calling an absolutely ballistic round. You think about the Waylay and the Neon and how much activity you can get on these execs. The fact that Mako...
The fact that NRG aren't ready for the double TP back to site worries me a little bit.
And Ethan just teleports straight into him. So already the bonus round paying off massively for DRX.
Let's go!
And NRG in a miserable situation to open up the series.
Yeah, the finances for DRX should be good for a long time.
Oh,
and,
that's an early
you would
timeout.
generally look at this and go, hey, this is a really early timeout.
Is it actually
But,
timeout or
you
is
know,
it tech post?
Yeah, conventional wisdom would agree. This is incredibly early, but given how these last couple of rounds have gone, I don't know that I necessarily mind.
I mean, the thing is, NRG now need to deal with these just fast execs.
I mean, the fact they got caught off between from the double TP worries me, but
from Fring.
Pretty sure it's
in
the
these
tech balls.
exec rounds, it's been 2 rounds where Fring is going into sewers looking for quick timings, and on the round where DRX were, you know, playing that anti-eco and setting up C, he still went for that late lurk.
Who should you support in this matchup as a Liquid fan to get a better matchup?
So these are the primary things NRG need to fix.
In their monitor settings.
Liquid would win a bind or a sunset, so you would be 1-0 up against NRG.
This is a tech timeout.
Oh,
that makes a lot more sense.
Right.
Yep.
Probably want DRX to win.
I mean, we're still going to be thinking about how to fix these things.
Right,
while,
right.
Depends if they can just win another map. So the
get
problem is
sorted
if they
Yeah,
play,
that does make
they
the
play
early
like they did on
timeout a bit
bind.
more, it does make a bit more
No,
sense.
honestly,
yeah,
I still think they'll beat NRG.
No, it's, yeah.
Daniel TV with the Prime, thank you so much for the 21 months.
You get a little bit of extra breathing
And
room
Master
as well.
with the Prime also, thank you for doing that.
Right.
Get your heads set back on straight again for NRG.
What makes you think they're beating EDG? EDG? Dude, I'm just answering the question. Yeah, he asked out of these two
we haven't had
teams.
one of these in a little while.
Code _ SA,
do.
thank you so much for the Prime as well. Thank you so much.
We're supposed to like fill, we're supposed to talk.
And both coaches talk during timeouts? Yeah.
I'm not too sure. NRG also have to figure out what to do on a round like this where they've got absolutely no cash, although and you know what? Vindicated, Doug.
I don't know that I'm willing to go as far as to say we were vindicated.
No. Well, because the thing is, we were talking a big game about how like,
balls
hey,
into a
timeout
timeout
here makes sense because you've just gotten beaten by similar ideas.
Right.
Well, they are going to call the timeout on top of that, aren't they?
You know, I'm gonna for the sake of us being right, I'm gonna roll with it. Yeah. Vindicated. Sure.
And you know what? This gives us a little chance, Doug, though, because I thought it was cute in that last round. You've got Ethan and Mako both playing the Omens. They're teleporting into each other.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they need to be on top of that stuff.
But we were sort of looking at, like, what's the history of these two teams playing against each other beforehand, you know, because it's been a while since NRG was on the global stage. DRX, they're at every single Champions. They've never failed to make it out of a groups, but the only real crossover history-wise with these two teams is Ethan versus Mako going all the way back to 2023. And that wasn't NRG versus DRX back then. That was him with that championship EG roster. Now in 2025, it's a very different situation. Ethan's got 4 different players alongside him, and now this last stage, he stepped into the position of IGL for the first time ever.
What are you
so
typing right now? I'm not
uncharted
reading
territory, Ethan versus Mako leading these two squads.
I do love a good
Outlaw,
bit of history.
everyone can get one shot. Double buckies. Dude, do you know what cracks me up with NRG? Every time there's a timeout and it's like a low buy, you know the bonkers has spoken about like at least a little bit of an idea for the eco. There's always a bucky or a judge or something coming out.
That initial hold is going to be a big deal for NRG. I think just figuring out if they can actually stop DRX from breaching through these choke
Cloudlet,
points.
thank you so much with the Prime as well. I appreciate that, mate.
Conditioning from DRX with a couple of B hits.
Thank you, fusing your Prime on me, man. Thank you for doing that.
NRG onto the B site to try and hold against this.
Yeah, Mata's already rotating that way.
Exactly, and that can free up space onto the A site where currently it is just going to be Brock, but I think the value of this Viper Orb right there is so high for just bringing rotates in, especially with that quick movement out of the Neon.
Mata gets tagged by the Paranoia.
Oh, yeah, Omen flash, double dash into the corner. That's nice. Over the box into the corner. It's good pathing.
But this is where I think compositionally DRX just hit a gold mine up against NRG, who are playing this old school style Viper composition. This Viper comp is all about flooding back into the site. Right. And as you can see right here, they get a couple of kills. But the fact is, the speed at which Neon and Waylay can get into backside means the flood never comes in.
Robbie P as well, thanks so much for the Prime as well, man. I appreciate you doing that. Thanks for 17 months.
You'd never be able to accomplish.
DRX in groups, yeah, looking nice. Let's see what the second buy round looks like, though. This is cool pathing with the Omen Flash. Especially when you're pushing out through long and then you know exactly where to spam because of the info. Really cool. Smooth with the Prime as well. Thank you so much for the 2 months, Smooth. Mada gets the op out. Over towards C, as we can see from DRX. Maybe they're expecting them to get the op out, but the trip, like they wanted to into Exec over towards A. Odin spam over towards long. Did a little bit. Dude, look at the chip damage at the moment. It's kind of nice. Shock was huge.
No. Doesn't feel like it's been part of their
full retake
game plan.
Yeah, so the other solution is you try to play full
retake on this one, and flashback still has a stun. That's a big bit of util.
This is going to be really hard again with that operator that's now
the big G, thank you so much for the Prime Man. Appreciate the 10 months, thank you for that. No one pushing behind as well. Smoke used over towards Heaven. Flashback still with the stun. Stuns as they use Omen Flash. Oh! Okay, they made that look easy. Omen Flash into Neon, sending it from Heaven. The path was lovely into this. Smoke to block vision assured as well. Okay, well, that one looked incredibly easy.
Up against DRX.
So what was the difference there? What did you see that was so drastically different from what we had seen the first 4 rounds?
I mean, two things here. First of all, NRG just full bail out of the site. They decide to play full retake. They don't want to deal with the Waylay ult at all.
Sure.
And then it's Mata here, that quick transfer onto the second player. And this is what I'm so impressed by with Mata consistently. This is why he's the ace king of Americas. 10 aces in his rookie year. No one's ever done that before in Valorant history. But he is so quick on transfers and seeing that pathway through these very complicated rounds. There he comes flying out of Heaven, sliding in, playing off his stun. And if he's playing like that, these retakes are going to work, Doug.
Something he's going to have to continue to do.
Every single time he's beating this recon over towards short.
Taking this cheeky little angle into a short.
Yeah, but he's beating the smoke that NRG are throwing as a bit of a default. That one we saw Mata peek over just a few rounds ago. And I think by dominating this
some gets
space,
thrown the
it frees up the rest of the map for DRX to poke into a very weak C side where it's really just Som posted along with the op.
Yeah, I've never seen a Viper op, especially playing in this position. Like, I've seen it occasionally.
Yeah, there's a little strength to this C.
Committed here, swinging between this angle and this angle is a little wild.
From the DRX camp, after so many quick rounds, this time it's slowing it down. It's a bit of a mid-test. Now a drone doesn't find anything.
Okay, drone goes in, creates question mark over towards B, over towards Garage, and they want to hit B, and then they got the luck over towards here. This luck activated really early on the pistol, so you imagine it's going to go super late this time. I say as he swings short instantly.
Yeah, Brock is already set up and spawned to do just that. So tap of the spike leads to the ult committed.
30 seconds left.
Well, fancy footwork will keep them alive, but will buy a little bit of time.
Ooh, NRG are a bit scattered, though. Now this Paranoia not going to be available in the retake, and Flashback is still fighting up.
Scuba has his ult. Flashback is in trouble. There's no real easy way out of this. You kind of have to take your heels in and try to take the fight.
Invest over into this one, 3v5.
To try to clear out the lockdown will succeed.
I mean,
Winman pushing the pace, looking to fight forward, stunned up, forced to take another one, and falls at the hands of it. Meanwhile, now Bane and Mako, two left standing side by side.
And they didn't even get the good pump to the server ult. It's a shock of a round for DRX, if I'm honest. The overall stuff was nice, but then as soon as they start tapping this spike, it gets really bad on this one. The good, obviously, Brock playing over towards spawn with the ult does a lot, but I think going aggro, going this early from freeing makes no sense, especially when they have Killjoy ult. Peptic with the gifted. Thank you so much, Peptic. Thank you for the 5 gifted, mate. I appreciate that.
As soon as they heard Flashback fight up into A-Link, 2 of those players started shifting back over to deal with that forward aggression. And it was in that moment, I think, that NRG sort of saw the way to get back into the site.
Yeah, I think
it's a really early luck from him.
There, I talked about him a little bit
especially
earlier,
as they had no resistance in B.
In their last series, but
it's a weird move for him to go so early.
Snappy with it too, as we have another quick tech pause. This one
is breather, right?
We're getting wrecked by tech pauses.
But yeah, I do think NRG have found a little something here that they can continue to rely on.
For sure. I am a little hesitant to be so overjoyed about how NRG have found success on the last 2 full retakes, primarily because of the composition they're playing. You know, you think back to, the early days when this comp came into the fore, it was all about the quick flood onto site. It was about never really allowing the plant to go down.
Sure.
And that's important because this comp doesn't have the greatest retake utility. You don't have like a breach done, the flashes, you don't have the drill to push people out of corners.
Right.
And I think that this comp has gotten a little bit better than when you saw this comp back in 22 or 23 because of the Neon. You have that extra stun. It's a little bit better than the Jet in that slot. But it still shouldn't be so reliable that they can make these retake happen unless Mata or Scuba are finding these 3Ks like they just did.
That game, they gotta log him back in.
So we'll continue to look into that and see how that plays out. I am being told that we are ETA soon on getting back into the action.
Is that a technical term soon?
Yeah.
Frau.
Yeah.
Frau Val, thanks so much for the 9 months.
And so, assuming all goes well, we will be joining back into the game here in just a moment. If you are just joining us, welcome.
Honestly, Frau, I think a lot of the times it doesn't matter too much.
Days,
a lot of the times it's like, I know that some teams think differently. They think like it's easier to make a comeback on like your stronger side. But some teams will prefer to just play their weaker side. I think it's more of a team preference than anything else.
And I imagine they do too. But honestly, they've looked great up until this point, and now we're really getting to see these two teams clash with such wildly different stories. I mean, DRX go 0-2 in their playoff run, and they get in as the number 4 seed. And NRG surprise everyone, making it all the way to top 2. And ultimately,
is it not just a res issue?
Coming into this, it's vastly different.
Yeah, I mean, I think expectations were high for a team like NRG because of what they did in the playoffs, and everyone's like, DRX at the 4th seed, they get it on points. Bane's coming back into the roster. That was a last-second, update. Like, what actually happened there? And yet, with DRX knocking down a number 1 seed, I mean, talk about how crazy this tournament has been. We've had 3 of our 4 number 4 seeds beat.
Is it true that they're using the old EMEA PCs? No, they're not. They have they're using the same pieces as Bangkok and stuff.
That has instantly put DRX into the conversation.
So you got Americas,
it's because they
China,
didn't get to play in group stage,
Pacific, so EMEA, and then you got the international team as well. They all use their own equipment. This is the same as the other 2 Masters this year.
Exactly.
The classic coping.
It might be a little bit different in terms of the monitors for sponsors. I don't know how they do that per year, but maybe it's different because they have Omen as a sponsor this year as well, I think.
But it's been always these
they use the same PCs, basically.
Apart from the
it's not the EMEA PCs. Okay, bit of a shallower shock.
Just a bit short on that shock dart. That alarm bot will still be in play B.
Shallower alarm bot didn't get hit by it, and they wanted to go for the old vision strikers. They eat a molly into alarm bot into a killjoy molly. He got so wrecked. Bro is so good with this ult, it's crazy. It's a lot of money on this one. And DRX, I'm looking at 2 of them.
It looked like he was the one who was in trouble. He was the one who was pushed back off the op, and he had the ace up his sleeve.
Yeah, the ace is stolen, of course, by the utility on this B site. The combination of the Volm plus the Nano Swarm there, but my word, Mata. Just a savant.
NRG coming to life at just the right time, and now it's DRX.
No, dude.
A pause on the situation.
Wait, but this time it doesn't look like his PC.
Let Termi get involved in the conversation, and we'll
it's
see.
Attack. It's actual attack.
So we saw early on the double dive was working for DRX, and it was working quite effectively too. NRG started to make some adjustments, and this time things fell a little bit funny there. You could, you could chalk that hit up to a couple of different things that maybe aren't necessarily macro specific, but what's the adjustment here for DRX?
I mean, ultimately it's going to come down to the post plants. That last round, it's a fake one because they were running this like fake B hit with the Neon who was supposed to pinch back into C-Link, but we just died to utility, so it is what it is. The previous 2 rounds are the concern for DRX, and I think they need to look at how they are playing in tandem with one another.
Casters,
on the sides that A-Hold when Mata
have you
slides
seen
out
the
of heaven.
possible Vitality roster? I think we spoke about it the other day. Someone mentioned the potential.
How is that happening?
It sounded pretty good. But I think someone said Sayonara's in there, and maybe he doesn't. I think he's only 18, like 3-4 months into next year.
The way forward for DRX, because as you said, apart from that last round, every single hit has been a success for DRX.
I don't know how that works.
So NRG
they squeeze out a bit of a better buy than I thought. Bane takes a hit. And they have Neon ult. It's weird to have, I mean, I imagine these get switched for one stage.
Get boosted up here, jumping out of heaven onto default, over to the box, but it causes a really almost passive hold for NRG. On the C side, they're going to let their,
March the 4th.
Scuba take these forward lines for information. I think projecting that level of threat
they're going to have a sick for a little bit if it's true then.
This where usually Killjoy and Viper are the ones playing more passively. You need to have some rounds of that threat so that DRX can't just walk in for free.
Scuba might be in some trouble here if they continue to commit onto this garage.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately his job is just get one here.
You might get a shoulder. Oh,
he saw the belt, I want to say.
But
hard to know for sure.
Yeah, and so the ceasefire continues, at least for now. They're rotating back towards A in the face of the 3
does
into
the Waylay go over towards short again and they do this original hit where they Omen Flash?
As the hit comes in, that's
yeah,
gonna be
so they're going to do Omen Flash and then
half
towards the back of sight.
NRG's best shot at holding DRX heavy exec onto A.
What's Mada's timing and peeking? Whoa, really? Wow, that was cool as well. He double dashed over towards the back of sight and then retracted out of there, so they got the info, so they knew where to pre-aim. Strong, man. It's really strong, that hit. I would love to see how he got that fast kill as well. Like, I know Mada's peaked, but I feel like Mada's favored there all the time.
It's still one operator for Som.
Tough spot.
They got a lot of money. They can try go for it or at least do damage.
I don't think you play this one, NRG.
I think you can do damage at least. Hold from, contain them.
And honestly,
Die Young with the tier 1. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the gifted.
On the exec. I think a large part of it is that DRX were very quiet in the approach. It wasn't DRX barreling down, you know, long, barreling through short like they had on previous A execs. So NRG didn't necessarily have that forward information to be able to instantly react with the util. They had the paranoia, but still weren't able to deal with these players. I might have liked to see an earlier dart come out from NRG in hindsight.
Whoa.
And that, of course, doesn't help.
No, I mean, when Huyman's shooting like that,
yeah,
okay.
That's so strong, man. It does look like
so DRX hang on to a
does
2-round
look like
lead.
Hyunmin's pretty good on the
They still have flashbacks ult. They still have Mako's ult.
I think mechanically you got to be a bit of a beast to make it good. I think there's quite a high
weapons on the side of NRG, the op for Mada,
skill ceiling with these two combined. The dash and the centering.
Cage on the cross. This time not
okay, no one sees the smoke. Recon goes out so you can take the angle. Problem is as well though, okay, they recon out, so as soon as this trip or cage goes up, then the question mark is going to be created over towards A. But until that happens, he just has full vision and they can just hold one on
A. If I'm
A.
not mistaken, they haven't seen that yet, so...
No, not at all.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see that play out.
As a matter of fact, NRG's A-holds have been very passive. It's usually been Brock scouting from long and then falling back into sight.
And so they put their star in
to
this
the 1 minute mark, might stop popping that cage soon. They actually going back with it. Oh, okay, they're going to go back with it.
Change of pace, how they've approached this attacking side is almost... I mean, it's almost
okay, as we can tell from the trips, they want to hit over towards A. Drone goes out, Omen Flash goes in, but they haven't actually confirmed that no one's pushing it.
Mada's going to get tested. The smoke just barely taking that line away at just the right time.
Cute little jump peek there to spot the
yeah, going to be the same hit as earlier. Omen Flash into dash again.
Into the A site. DRX aren't going anywhere, and neither are NRG.
They're waiting on the other side of the smoke. They clear them out.
Okay, he saw one. Omen Flash goes in, dash towards the back.
They've lost the sight. So NRG will once again try to flood their way out.
I wonder if DRX smoked floor this time instead of heaven.
Expect him to swap over the guns.
Wonder when Mako gets it.
So much challenges. Now the smokes go
and then focus on heaven because that's where the Neon owned them from last time. Yeah, smokes floor.
What's the go button? What's the spark? What's the catalyst to go? It's actually Ethan who takes first contact. Som close behind him with 2 kills of his own. Green. It's done so damn well, but Scoob up top, it pops into 1v1. Flashback with the ult. Scuba drops down, and Flashback takes him. 6 for DRX.
Bro, absolutely
Flashback choosing to pop the ult there is just instant checkmate. There is nothing.
They got a timeout maybe and talk about short control, or maybe someone in the server needs to start doing it. This exec, every single time they've done it, once they get the Omen Flash out, is won them the round. Or at least got them over towards the site. So you would hope that someone in NRG is talking about it, whether it's leaving the site, retaking with everyone, or actually like fighting anywhere here early.
Interesting alarm bot.
Much deeper.
Yeah, forward down into mid, and with the positioning of Mada as well, close garage. I wonder if there could be an idea to maybe peek out off of that alarm bot, because once that alarm primes, you're also going to have Ethan challenging on this higher angle.
Choosing to play full retake on A.
Yeah, the second Ethan sees someone, there goes Mada.
Yeah.
Mada might just go now. I don't know about that.
Yeah, a bit early. Worse for wear.
I mean, but it's a effect of NRG just being
a nice shot on this one. Full retake setup over towards A.
Gets his pick, though.
I will say NRG do this a lot though. When they do the the reason I know they do it a lot is because this is my old setup where you, once you have Killjoy or you just put turret for info, you have alarm bot, you have molly to delay. And they do it all the time. It's Bonkers bringing it back. So I do think that this might be a little bit predictable, but I will say the DRX need to make sure they have a plan for their Killjoy. Wow, they owned it with that little peek. Split over towards A. They killed the guy. They killed the guy that matters. Yamin gets out of there, gets over towards site. Yeah, and they did great, man. They killed the most important person, which was the Killjoy, and now they don't have anything to retake on this one. Mada spots the trip, jumps over the trip. Did he hear him?
The timing.
He didn't hear it.
No.
Ring's at least checking. No, he didn't hear it. Okay, Mada's got a free kill.
He still might have a shot at this, though.
Does he go for 1 or does he go for 2?
Health be damned when you get a shot like that. Pain's the first to fall. What can DRX do? They try to white knuckle their way onto this site. They try to hang on, and it falls into 1v1 once more.
I don't think Mada should
was
wall
a
that.
surprise, but now all attention, all eyes on him. A tap of the spike, a challenge, and Mada seemingly unwinnable. How do you clear that out? The cam falls, yes, but now the real swing comes through.
Really nicely played from Freeing on this one. I mean, they played pretty well, to be honest, as soon as they killed that Killjoy. And I do think with how they played it, they maybe had a pretty strong idea that this was the setup as well.
Gets the team straight back in the round. He ended up falling, but his work into mid.
As soon as he walls across, Yamin feels like he doesn't have to worry about long anymore.
Won that for DRX.
And then he got 2.
We'll keep a close eye on those clutch moments.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you've got 2 really good teams. Those are offensive difference maker. It looks like there's a little bit of aggression here.
NRG want this walk down. They've heard the spam all the time, but there's not really been a mid swing.
No.
The camera on the right
4
side,
people are committing behind this.
Continuing the encroachment.
No real way for them to know how much space NRG have taken, though.
At a certain point, you just gamble when the cam goes down, or you just hold for the inevitable reclear.
I have the spike.
They're waiting for now.
Oh, the cam gets
takes
back
away the cam.
Now we go.
Immediately.
They still got to deal with this trip, but can anyone get shot from behind this trip? It's not looking like it.
Nah,
Everyone kind of gets beyond.
A bit trickier of a problem.
How fast is Freeing on this?
And so Mada tries to go fast, and you see they've separated their timings. Freeing, looking for the second.
They push him back.
A couple of ults popped. That will clear the lockdown.
It was a nice idea.
Someone
could have owned it if they didn't so-rope this.
Taking so much time on that flank. When he chooses to activate, he needs to find some kill.
Man, DRX look really nice though. They're pretty like methodical with a lot of stuff that's going on. Looks like they're aware of all the plans, and it looks like they have a pretty good plan for it.
NRG are stalling out here. I mean, the Paranoia will buy a little bit more space there. Som getting active.
Whoa, how's he done that?
Kills. And just like that, the site's cracked wide open. Mako and Freeing trying to hang on to this site. Waiting for the challenge. The spike has been taken for a little bit. The gun barrel's
Dude,
there,
it happened again.
It
happened again. They keep giving vision block even though they got pressure from each side.
How many years later and Mako is still
the amount of times we've seen it twice. Pressure from here and here, they wall up. So the pressure from here is like not valid for a little bit. Pressure from short, pressure from spawn, they pop the smoke. So there's no pressure for this guy over towards the left. They're actually helping them out with their util.
And you saw it there, the observers pointed it out. The gun barrel was visible on Mada's screen, but so laser focused. Tough break, and DRX capitalized. And so into the last round of the half we go. A couple bolts still in play. Mada taking the space. An aggro fight here.
NRG want to seize some control back in these rounds. You saw it in the
it's his own util, yeah, that's what I mean.
They
keep getting owned by their own util.
And by holding on to these
there's Neon wall into Viper Smoke.
Essentially, exactly where DRX are going to be headed. And they can stack heavily onto that side of the map, but it hasn't really seemed like the stacks matter for NRG because of how overwhelming the execs are with the Neon Waylay.
Yeah, you can only invest so much defensively.
It almost feels like NRG are praying for a spam kill to go right so that they can just take some amount of utility out of the equation.
Well, Ada's got to try and break this before it checks.
Drone now comes in for the re-clear. End to cage to threaten the cross.
Brock is the trap. I don't think they're going to clear him. No, they're not. Beautifully played. But Brock feeling the corners closing in, feeling some of the pressure. Meanwhile, a pit invested mid.
Yeah, saw him playing right up in it with a shorty. DRX wanted to pivot back into the B side, but there's an alarm bot. There's a Viper. There's so much to deal with. 30 seconds left on the clock.
He's still in the pit. He's still in the pit. And Women gets decapitated.
So now it becomes a mad dash towards the C site. Still a turret holding that approach.
Okay, as much as I said, the DRX always have a plan for what's going on. This one looking really lost.
They're not going to see him. I don't think they know he's there. Mata plays spoiler. 10 seconds left. The spike gets through, and Mata is the thorn in their side. Trying to spam and stop the plan is exactly what they'll do.
4 is enough, especially if DRX misplay. The problem is that this
a great round to close out the half for NRG,
insanely common in Pacific, so they should know how to play against it.
Down 8-4 and being tested really in every single round.
Still
it's only this little
incredibly doable though.
Ends up working for NRG in the final moment. And these shots from Scuba as well. You cannot undersell how powerful Scuba has been on the global stage.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have...
Pistol, yeah, with a pistol it's very
close.
It's
just the macro that's been the difference. We've got an interview down at the stage. Lou is standing by with a very special guest from the side of NRG. Lou, take it away.
Hello, Ilya.
Et j'accueille une nouvelle maman NRG à mes côtés. Guys, let's give a warm welcome to Carrie, Ethan's mom. It's a pleasure to have you here, first of all. An honor. So, and the first question I wanted to ask you, we see your dedication being here rooting for your son. So I wanted to know, what's your best memory of Ethan on Valorant?
Of course, winning champs 2023 in LA.
I think it's hard to beat that one indeed. Donc c'est quoi ton meilleur souvenir de ton fils sur Valorant? Eh bien évidemment les Champions en 2023, le fait qu'il ait gagné. My second question, Carrie, is going to be very clear. You know, your son has been there for quite a while, right, in esports. But I want to know, do you think he is in his prime currently?
I think so. I love seeing him as IGL, and he's a great mentor for up-and-coming gamers. So I think he's in his prime, and he's got a long way to go still. So
yeah,
this is oyster.
Definitely. Donc, est-ce que tu penses que ton fils est à son prime, à son plus grand niveau? Eh bien oui, je trouve qu'il endosse les responsabilités d'IGL avec beaucoup de classe et il peut encore s'améliorer, mais je le trouve très très fort. Indeed, thank you very much, Carrie.
Merci.
Merci. Thanks to you. And
Crimson, thanks so much for the prime, for the 4 months. He's an oyster, not the world is his oyster. He's an oyster, bro.
Thank you so much, Lou. Yeah, I think that's a fair question that needs to be asked, Chrissy, as we take a look at the Coinbase Econ report. Is Ethan in his prime? Like, is this the run that he hits again? Because right now, real tough spot in this opening map against DRX.
I mean, hey, Ethan, you win a little champs. I say, yeah,
DX
sure,
Rito, thanks so much for the prime, man. I appreciate the 2 months. Thank you for sending that as well, bro. I appreciate the prime usage on this. Thank you so much.
Stage 2 playoffs, he was very strong for NRG. But I think now as we come into the second half, I would like to take a little bit closer of a look at Flashback and Yunman, the double duelists for DRX, because while their mission was very clear on the attacking side of things, and they have built up a nice little buffer here of 4 rounds, on defense is where they're going to have a whole lot more options in terms of how they want to play. Obviously, I think their retake ability going to be pretty powerful in terms of breaking crosshairs and getting back into the site, but they also have some options to go for more aggressive fights in different areas around the map.
So
as Ethan's eye-gelling on attack. It's a
little
little bit better on this map, but it's also helped out by the fact that this comp can legit just sight hit. Smoke down, molly down, no one can flood, isolate over towards site. Do you think this looks pretty good from DRX? Looks like they lose long, they 4-pass and react over towards middle. They start going fast behind. Nope, okay, well. Would have been nice. Pretty hard to retake on this one. Gonna have to try time the smokes.
Corridor of the wall, the paranoia is out, it's not gonna tag onto anyone. Tap, tap, tap as the spike goes away. Flashback, the first to fall.
It's a crazy kill.
Continue to stall out, but Ethan finally
That's a crazy kill. He goes fast on the flank here. They got no map control, and they try and push over towards Garage because they don't have long map control.
So you have to keep a close eye on that. Are they aware? Surely they know. Yeah, a couple of guns trained
Dude, he's so patient on this one. So patient. It's nice from Freeing.
Freeing gets a
Does he start spamming the smoke as well?
They get a couple all over the
Oh boy, a bit of a mess up from NRG on this one. Scuba goes pretty early. Obviously the kill is like really nice. Both of the Lux at the moment on pistols going super early. As soon as he dies, there's the pressure behind, and then they're committed full person over towards site. And then because they don't have the pressure or the info behind, they then try and push garage, and then they're all kind of out of position. And I will say that Freeing played this very well though. Him just holding and waiting for them to make sound on site.
I think that Freeing generated by killing the lurker and then disappearing on the map. That started pulling NRG
as soon as Scuba dies here, it's the...
maybe that
as soon as Scuba dies there, the round becomes like 3, 4, 5 times harder for NRG to win. He's better off. No joke, if he decides in this corner AFK, they probably win it.
A lot of the concerns I had for DRX on this half. Getting this, converting here, getting up to 10, then you just need a few good ult rounds to carry it through.
Cheeky little smoke, but Flashback playing ahead of it with the judge means there's no real joy on the other side of it. So NRG will decide that they want to test the waters B. They have a trip that they're going to have to navigate. And maybe they can get away with one. Thrifties have been so prevalent in this tournament.
Yes, they have. And I like this hold from DRX right now. You
good
bring a second player over onto the B side. They just droned down A-Long as well, so they know there's no hit coming on that side of the map anytime soon. They've got Cypher Util comfortably guarding their C.
They're just freezing on the other side of the smoke. The trip gets cleared, and immediately utility through.
Look at Freeing step up into that cage. I absolutely love it.
Ethan's gotten some high ground. He's gone undetected, but a classic into the face of
the Bulldog. Getting all these kills as well means he's very close to his ult. It's looking nice for DRX.
I love seeing that little movement out of the Cypher. Taking the moment to break the one-way that had been put down on top of the site there. Use his own cage to do that. As a matter of fact, gets up into it.
Jump scare, bro.
Wasn't expecting the Cypher there, was he?
Is DRX playing Waylay on every map? Yeah, I think so. I think that's their read on this meta. DRX with a bonus decide to go aggro, stun into smoke, into Omen Flash.
Hello. Once again in a spot to try to do it again, and they're pushing for blood.
Really strong. And we got Wall to get out of there. Yeah, I think Hyunmin probably should just insta get out early, but I get that they're like trying to pressure a pinch.
Filter out and make sure that no more players have stepped up into the empty space, but you can see down on A short, that's exactly what Freeing's done on his Cypher.
Nice idea from DRX though. Also creates a lot of pressure like they're over towards her.
NRG will have to deal with him if they decide to go back that way, but for now, attention
Waylay is such a DRX agent. I mean, Waylay's really strong, man. It wasn't great at the beginning, but then that buff that they did, where they pretty much just buffed every single bit of the util, that was pretty strong.
Generally,
and then with the Yoru anyway, it's very good to have a flash.
Is a different beast. One kill found, drops the cage, tries to cover.
Everyone's getting their ones at the moment. Bane gets here early, has recon drone.
Now he needs one. Flashback's gonna need one. Everyone needs one.
He gets two!
Bro, Stinger's crazy strong. The Stinger is crazy strong, and people are getting good with it as well. It's not just NA players anymore.
These bonuses just keep on working for DRX. Bane just toying with him on the off angle. Ah! And that just takes NRG out of the game.
This is such a chill sit down from him.
Smash the timeout
DRX won both pistols and both bonuses, right? Yeah, not much you can do against that.
Now, we have long talked about NRG's struggles on the attacking side, and we saw their ridiculous comeback on Abyss on the attacking side. But Haven's a bit different. Haven doesn't necessarily play the same way. We can chalk up the fact that they were able to pull that comeback off to the fact that Abyss is very attack-sided, but
sure.
I mean, that said, they aren't strangers to a deficit like this.
Yeah, I mean, they have the comebacks like you're talking about. And I think, truthfully, when I look at DRX's comp, they don't have really great tools to stall you out. You know, in terms of a defense comp, DRX are a little bit lacking in that regard. You know, the Cypher tripwires are pretty easy to be dealt with when you've got Sova Util, when you play these slower rounds, I think, is what NRG are going to want. Threaten that lurk and taking the A space behind the wall.
Okay, what have we got?
DRX just running.
Force buy into it.
Every single lane. You think they push C-Long, they push
They don't
Barrage,
miss in
they
any
push A.
Util. It's this Guardian's only light
They
armor.
just do that on 2 rounds, maybe throw an ult into the mix.
Every time Bonka calls a timeout,
so
NRG just resorts to fast strats.
Real deep here to have any chance of taking out DRX's map pick.
Yeah, it's funny, they talk about swapping sides and how are the double duelists going to work on the defensive side. I'm sure the approach has been the same.
Is this the same?
Play it super high pace, super high tempo, and don't let NRG get a breath.
I mean, it's the same thing right there.
Yeah,
Doesn't even have
Hyunmin
to
just goes for a timing peek over towards Garage, looking a little bit like how Paper X played.
And if they commit into this
Waylay
A
first time.
which it seems like will be the case,
Ooh.
they have 3 members of the defense here.
Dude, they end up being an incredible
it's
bait,
just
and that's
execution.
wild.
I don't know how NRG make adjustments here.
God, they look very
DRX
nice, man.
So good on
We
both
questioned
sides
the
of
Haven
ball.
pick, but if they
Don't really
look
have
this
the time to
strong,
make the
then
adjustments either, unless Sam and Brock can do
fair
something.
play.
A high-low like this, yeah, you get your 1, but double, triple face. What are you going to do?
Die to Freeing's lurk again. He's got some fully boxed in here. Nowhere left to go but forward.
Nice shot.
Snappy on 1, 3 on the round.
8.
Yeah, it gets that pit closer and closer, but the problem is they're running out of time. DRX are on map point.
And you know, NRG would be able to, you know, brush a map like
Okay,
this.
no, they got
off.
some nice
They've got a
stuff.
lot to look
They got
forward
some
to.
nice stuff.
Corrode and
They
Lotus,
got a lot
their
of
best
confidence
matchup
now
coming
as well.
up. But the fashion in which DRX
The double
are just
pistols made this like
tearing them apart here.
a little more convincing than maybe
Sowing the
it should be.
seeds
But
of doubt in the back of NRG's minds.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily inspire confidence on that side of the stage. Meanwhile, for DRX, I mean, they look like world beaters right now.
Absolutely. Just riding that momentum from their opening series versus TL. Again, some bullets down into mid early on. Okay.
That's with the spike. Cancel out, so they get
they
the
didn't break the trip though as well.
Yeah,
So
we heard the Omen ult canceled. I assume.
I don't know if the
DRX are still going
Omen
back
ult
into
had the
respawn to
trip
clear,
or what.
just to be safe.
Right? Sure, better the devil you know. Yeah.
But now that they've fully cleared that away, they're like, okay, and now what? NRG haven't seized any of these gaps that they've left by going back to re-clear their own spawn. Yeah, it's a pretty garbage drone from Bane sends that out from A-Link to make sure no one got onto the site, but at the end of the day, DRX are still in a great spot.
This trip is still up. Utility has not cleared it.
yeah,
He's going to try to push the pace again, but Ethan, feeling the threat, off the spike, takes the fight, but there's more.
no
there's
spike down on this one. They got a kill from Freeing as well, pushing all the way down
DRX
towards
again.
long.
Beautiful performance.
That spike sitting out stranded on the B side.
Now what?
DRX have 3 players here holding it with an iron grip.
With confidence and conviction, DRX continue to push the pace,
30 seconds
continue to take the fight to NRG, and every single time they seem to win it out. As close to perfect as you
what
can
a
get.
lovely map from them. Very convincing. Double pistol, double bonus. Obviously, should always be winning, but even just the AXX looked very, very strong. The Omen flash dash stuff they were doing,
They
that's
have
cool.
never failed to make it out, and well, if they